Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Goodmen Show. GRAPS, this is
The weekly roll up.
it's your boy Maul. That's AD over there. Appreciate all the love. You know what I mean? Like, comment, share, subscribe, click the notification bell, do all that good stuff. Follow us on all the social media platforms at The Goodmen Show. Once again, that's at The Goodmen Show. Just a show where two guys, we just talk about some good old graps, good old wrestling. You know what I mean? It was a big week this week, AD. Post Hulk Hogan in the ground. We got SUMMERSLAM coming up this weekend. We debuting. They pulling the curtain back. They doing all type of stuff. But we're gonna get into that. I want to start with Monday Night Raw. How do you feel about Monday Night Raw this week?
It was a good, wasn't too bad of a go home show. It's been a few days. Let me look at the card. What we had. I do remember the 8-woman tag match. You know what's funny? And I think we've touched on this. Why do the champions get booked less when they're champions? Like, I didn't see Io wrestle, 2-3 weeks already? And she didn't wrestle for 2 months after, but that's neither here nor there.
And real quick, I think, and this is what I said about that. If they just outwardly said, you know what, this is like, I don't know, championship privilege, right? If you win the championship, you don't have to wrestle as much or something like that. If they just outwardly just come out and say that, I'm on board. Let's rock and roll. But go on.
Yes. So, they started the show off with another 10-bell salute.
Mm-hmm.
I went to the bathroom. Yeah. I'm not going. We've already touched on that. There's nothing else needed to be said. We'll keep that pushing. Jay came out. I don't think he knew he was coming out because he was huffing and puffing, running around, all of that. Then you got Paul Heyman saying everybody lied to you and stuff like that. Roman's using you. Just, some subtle jabs. I mean, nothing too memorable because Jay can't really cut promos like that. And yeah. First match was a mixed tag match, Kabuki Warriors and AJ against Judgment Day, Roxanne and Raquel. Hey, Raquel. Salute to you. Because you took that advice of Kevin Nash and you used it positive.
Yeah.
You got in the lab instead of being like, fuck Kevin. That's how you do it. I mean, you already know. You putting the great women, the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka, Kairi Sane, and then the young prodigy, Roxanne and Raquel.
And real quick, Raquel, because doesn't she have something? Like some type of disease.
It's like a skin
condition or something.
Skin condition, yeah. That had her out.
That had her out. But she was doing good work then.
Yeah.
Like a little bit before that, I think she was catching some wind, and then she got sidelined with that. So I think she finally is getting back to where she was with that.
Yes, for sure. Even though they're probably gonna lose.
Oh, for sure. But I like the team of Charlotte and Alexa Bliss.
Yeah, the whole we're not friends, but y'all no.
Yeah, it's not to that level, but it kind of reminds me of Kane and
Daniel Bryan.
They don't have the vignettes like how they did. It would be cool if they did that, but it seems like they're just kind of, because they're stars anyway, so they're just kind of getting on and getting over despite the booking, just by being out there and just looking refreshed and something looking new. So I have no problem with that.
Yeah, and That was a good match. I think. Well, yeah, we'll get into those predictions later. We had a vignette with Sheamus and Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller is calling himself Big G. You know, typical. There was nothing too major about that match. Rusev came out, gave him the whatever his damn move is. Oh, I forgot. So I'm not even gonna act like it. Lyra,
they're booking Rusev weird.
yeah. I don't think you like. I mean, I get it. You know, you put him in there with Sheamus
They even booking Sheamus weird.
because they don't know what to do.
Yeah,
And that's why everything's going to tie into what I saw on that Netflix show.
Okay.
The plot always stays the same when it comes to this company. Miss Lyra cut a promo. Lyra's my dog, but when she did the Becky Steppers, it was bad. But it's like the wrestling makes up for it.
I mean, I don't know if we're being silly. It's wrestling, so
yeah, you are.
All right. You know, it was corny, but she come all corny anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so it's
it ain't. She ain't gonna come off as no badass. So you know, we'll rock with it. We'll rock with it.
It was funny though. It was cool.
Yeah.
And you know, she beat her ass. Then, you know, what else did we get? We got the what is it? Oh my! We had the 8-women tag match. Naomi cut a great promo, by the way. Before
she had the Michael Jackson fit on.
Yeah, she definitely had to beat it on.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what? You know what that match was gonna be. It was just a star power match. You know how these go home shows are. They don't really have too much because, especially, three out of the 8 have a triple threat match on Sunday. So you're not gonna really like put them in nothing major to possibly get hurt. But it was a cool match. You know, the star power was there. Naomi was like, she ran off on her team, but then she got, as long as she didn't take the pin, which I knew she wasn't. That's why, that's why they did that one. And then we had a good tag team match. That was a great tag team match between LWO and the Judgment Day.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what they did, I'm all the way with. That was a good match. I mean, it was cool you put somebody new in there, but I feel like the one thing, like, when you're doing the number one contendership, I feel like instead of giving it to them the next week, kind of like build towards it or something. You know what I mean? Like, build towards it.
Especially if your division is lacking or like you're not building. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd see if if these tag team divisions was jamming, then they could do that. Like, okay, yeah, hey, next week, you know, you got the champs, bang, bang, boom. But it ain't like that. So I think you talked about in another episode, like, yeah, have, you know, this team member versus this team member in a single match. Okay, then the next week, this team member versus this team member, just to drum it up. Okay, you know, they traded wins, basically. Who's going to win? Oh, my God. And when they have the big match, you know. But, yeah, it's very throwaway-ish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, you get you know what? It's who I think it is. What is with them giving people from over other countries El Grande? I know Chad's hurt, but then you got a little El Grande now with Pete Dunne. And we'll get back to my rant later because that's all going to tie into it. Mm-hmm. And then, you know, you had the good old Punker and Gunther promo. I think last week it was Gunther, get your shit in. Punk really not going to say much. Like, Punk's not going to come out or anything. And so that was it. I mean, nothing really. I don't really remember too much of it. And then, you know, you had the Jay versus Bronson match.
I'm ready. Before you get into that, I'm ready for CM Punk to go heel because
I don't think it's gonna happen though.
I don't know. See, the beauty of what CM Punk is as a face is he is always the one who kind of like rages against the machine.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, okay, yeah, I don't belong. Excuse me, they think I don't belong, but I belong. I'm fighting for the people type beat. But, he's older now, so it don't really come across as such. So I really want him to be that asshole again. I really want that to happen. I think even in AEW, was he ever a heel? I don't think so. So
no.
Ever since he's come back to professional wrestling, he's been a babyface. I would like to see him as a heel. I mean, I would like to see him win a championship and have a good feud with Gunther, and then maybe like halfway through that jump, he spins the bend, and we change it up. But yeah, that's just it with Punk. I feel like that would be fresh. That would be cool.
Yeah. We got main event. Bronson Reed, Jey Uso. Really not nothing too much. Like the heels went on top, but to make the thing that I hold dearly, Roman, you got your shoes stolen.
He did get his shoes taken. He took that nigga's shoes.
And it was the weak ass Spizikes, but you still took a man's shoes.
It was a weak ass Spizikes. I know he got that Jordan deal, but you can just tell that like they ain't really got no swag for real. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't, come on, bro, some Spizikes. What we doing here, folks?
Bro, like, come on, man. That's why he took them. They was like, okay, just take your Jordans.
Yeah.
Like Roman was like, all right, shit, I'll take some ones I don't care about.
Yeah, exactly.
That's exactly what that was. He
literally.
You wasn't going if you really, and it's like Bronson be wearing his Jordans, them custom 11s he be wearing, like, bro, I don't. Roman's trying. He's trying when it comes to his swag, but they're still trying to catch. I think they're still trying to catch up. They're just like, oh, these are cool. That's pretty. Yeah. It's like, I mean, like Roman just wears pretty much whatever they give him. Because Roman done had some weak shoes. Hold on. All the Alexanders want to call when I'm working. Yeah, but outside of that, bro, it was really, yeah, you got your shoes taken, but I messed with that aspect of it. It would have been really cool if he did take some retros, though. All you had to do was, give him a call. But hey, can you send me another one of these?
Yeah, like the 10s or something, because they were just coming up. But that's fresh. You know what? I can't be mad at that though. That's fresh. They took somebody's shoes. That's a thing that happens that I've never seen in wrestling before. So that was fun. That was cool. So the heels go off on top on the
which they should have, because they went down 2 weeks in a row. I was like, bro, this is gonna be the episode where somebody gonna get their lick back.
Yeah, so we know what time it is during SummerSlam.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, what do you grade Raw out of 10?
7.
I concur.
7. Yeah. 7. Nothing really, because it's one of them go home shows, and especially it's on a Monday and your pay-per-view's not till Saturday. So I feel like you're gonna probably build the antics up a little bit on SmackDown. And yeah, it was just one of those.
Yeah. Okay. Well,
a McChicken on a late night when you're hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that. A McChicken off the no mayo.
Yeah, no mayo.
No mayo. Yeah, literally. All right. Well, that was Monday Night Raw. So.
Shout out to the Black and Silver brand NXT. Nia Jax pulled up on Lash Legend.
That should be big business.
If done right.
That should be big business.
If done right, bruh, this gonna put Lash in where I know she can go.
Well, they had her in the in that battle royale. She was like one of the last three.
She eliminated Nia, and Nia like, keep my name out your mouth, B word. And this is what I'm saying. I was just watching like NXT. This is where I think how you get your NXT crowd over, how you had it in black and gold, do them intertwines where they just, how Nia pulled up on NXT, have them pull up on SmackDown. Like, remember that one time the Bloodline just showed up and never came back?
Yep.
On NXT and beat up the Street Profits or something?
Yep.
Have them, this is how you can build your stars to that other brand. Because, I had seen, a video on YouTube of, Jada Parker coming out at Royal Rumble. It just took people a while to get to. She got a nice reaction. So it's build that up because she doing what Trick got. The whoop that Trick chant. The Miss Parker chants.
Mm-hmm.
So it's build up with that. Now, can we get Lash some better music than that bootleg Project Pack Chicken Head?
I was about to say that's Chicken Head.
Yeah, we gotta get rid of that, please.
You know what though? I think she requested that though. Def Rebel's ass. Ain't they doing AI and shit? Yeah. They cheap labor though, so I get it. They about to do UFC themes. They're they about to do away with them coming out their own music.
Come on, bro.
It's crazy.
Boo.
Yeah. It's crazy.
See,
but
that's why I got this man up here.
Greed is greed. So, they want to make as much money as possible. They don't give a damn. It is what it is.
Jim was putting out classics by himself in that lab. But we concur. That'll be for another day.
I did like how it ended though. That episode of NXT.
Yes.
With my three guys. I was like, hey, I don't want
that's the future.
Yeah, I don't want them to do a winner take all thing. No, I want them to get that NXT belt up off Trick. If they're going to do that, if they're going to intertwine, I do think if anybody's going to beat Oba, it's got to be Javon.
It has to be.
It's got to be Javon. I think that is the perfect story, perfect situation. And, I mean, at that point, that means that the NXT Championship, will go from one black guy to another black guy to another black guy. I mean, shit.
We won. Hey. We won it. We won it, brother.
Yeah, I mean, NXT. And look, I think Jada Parker, I think that's your next women's NXT champion.
Yeah, because Lash is gone.
Well, I don't think she's gone. I just think they're testing the waters. I think they're testing the waters with her. I think, bruh, because even Lola Vice, they tested Lola Vice out in AAA, and they setting that up. I don't see Shawn Michaels letting go with him because he don't really have to, right? Because, Julia and Stephanie and Roxanne, well, Roxanne was there for a while, right?
Roxanne was there 3 years.
Yeah, and Roxanne she came after Tiffany. But Julia and Stephanie, I feel like is enough for whatever they need to do. If they don't call another woman up, I don't think I'd be mad at that because you're building consistency within your division, in my opinion. So, if it's I can start, like I said, I can start to see some of them coming up 2026, 2027.
Yeah.
But they got work to do on the main roster first before they start bringing up these other girls.
Exactly. And I think, I was telling my homeboy a while ago, I was like, I think it was at the Royal Rumble. I was like, once Jada gets the wrestling part down, like just like not even you a Asuka or somebody or something like that. Her style is good for her. And like when she had that match with Roxanne at Stand and Deliver, I forgot which one it was. It was still good, but Roxanne is one of really like one of like, and so it's like I think when she gets that down pat, she's going to be fine when she gets to the main roster.
Yeah,
because she can talk. She got the look. You've got like really right now on that NXT side, you got 6 women you can just really build on.
Yeah, and so to me they don't need to rush nothing because they're not even getting the established girls off the ground for real up there. So don't rush them, And Stephanie is she's super dime a dozen. So
yeah,
that was only going to be what it was going to be. Julia as well. She's super. These are girls that's been around town
and that's
for
the
years.
thing. And it's like, what is Triple? Like how we said it. I think you said it last week. The Intercontinental Championship over there is like how they do it with the women is so much different than how they do it on SmackDown.
Yeah,
it's night and day.
I'm gonna let it play out. I ain't a grace giving nigga, but I'm gonna give him some grace. I'm gonna give him till after SummerSlam because I see that they gave Julia a mouthpiece and Kiana James.
Yes. So
yeah. So I see that. Okay, they gave her a little mouthpiece with that. Let's see how that play out, and let's see where we end up in Survivor Series. Excuse me. Survivor Series is not too nice this year, right? Supposedly next year it's going to probably be that. But
I hope not. Because
I think all of those names, all of the major 4 are going to be 2 nights.
But that's prepared. The thing with Survivor Series, bro. It comes right after Thanksgiving, so that's why it'd be weird.
Be prepared.
Because I wanted to go to San Diego to see War Games.
One main event is going to be the women's War Games match. The other one is going to be the men's War Games match. Be prepared. Yeah. See you wherever they go in 2026, brother. Anyway, so we'll see how that goes with that. But shout out to NXT. I mean, that's the best wrestling show on the planet, bar none.
And back to the thing, and I was like, you see the character development in certain, and when I would see Izzy Dame, for example, when she was just doing her thing and they would give her matches, I'd be like, what does she do? Is she just a tall girl, mean girl? But it's now with the Cullen and Sean Spears and them, she's playing her role as the master manipulator, getting Tatum to see the other side. You're actually seeing character development. And my boy Tavion, you free, bruh. You're free.
He's free.
Hey, my boy, hey.
Even my
Tavion
man, even the Don, they ended it like the Sopranos.
Yep. So we ain't gonna see.
So we'll see what that happens. I think he probably. We'll see.
We'll definitely see.
I ain't gonna really speak on that, but I mean, but we talked about it though, because you got to think about it. NXT is I think NXT is a pure WWE show, a pure WWE wrestling show, how they want to make sports entertainment, right, and develop characters, and that's wrestling how we grew up and saw it, right, where the top guys and the top, it wasn't really top girls like that, but in this situation, the top girls too, from top to bottom, they're there every week. They're in some type of action. They're doing something, right? Whereas, now this thing has morphed into on the main roster, and I think where a lot of people have frustrations is basically your mid card is the one carrying your brands, because your main event guys are, pretty much part-timers, right? Or, you're giving the juicy stuff and the wins to your part-timers, right?
Mm-hmm.
You spent years and years and years and years and years feeding your full-time main event guys to these part-timers, so then they lose their, value or whatever, so then people don't see them how they need to be seen. And then by the grace of God, by the grace of talent, because obviously you don't get to this level if you're not super talented, it's guys that are getting over and going crazy, Drew McIntyre, LA Knight, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But, WWE don't want to put them in those positions because they're like, no, we need to hold this because John Cena going to come back. And don't get me wrong, John Cena, my GOAT, he deserved what he deserved right now. But you get what I'm saying? John Cena when he come back, when Roman Reigns come back at a certain time, Brock Lesnar, right? So stuff like that and spots being filled up like that, and big angles, The Rock can come in and, do some shit and then just leave just for the vibes. But like those big angles that could probably make people in the lanes that they need to be in, they don't do it. But on NXT, you don't have that. You can just, Trick can show up every week, talk his shit, and then wrestle, right? And then come out the next week and be like, I told you I was going to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, just stuff like that continues to, and then, I don't know. It's just stuff like that. But anyway.
And like, it's now easier since they have a third brand. And like now, well, back then it was kind of, I wouldn't say easier, but you kind of made people like look forward to it with the vignettes and the countdown and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like how Carlito came on the scene, he beat John Cena first night.
Yeah. Very true. So I don't know. And Kill, when you think about it, I'm trying to think, like the only two people that in like recent memory that they did vignettes for they did it for Aleister Black. They did it for Penta for sure. Like Penta got that treatment, and Ray Phoenix. But out of those three, Penta is being used the most.
And Ray's finding his footing. It's just, I think Penta. I always knew about Penta more even before they got to WWE. Before you heard Ray Phoenix.
Yeah,
they was like, he's the guy that does this. So and then he was the more. I mean, they're both still luchadors, but like I think Penta connected well with people faster, I guess.
On Lucha Underground.
Oh yeah, Lucha Underground and things like that. Yeah.
So yeah. I get you. Even though Ray Phoenix did win the championship.
Yeah. And like
Ray Phoenix was great.
Yeah, and Ray Phoenix, that's what I'm saying. It's like sometimes that character stuff is just,
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, SummerSlam's this weekend. Look, I'm sitting here asking you how to hook up the SummerSlam stuff because I thought it was last weekend. Look, my dumb ass, I went to Chipotle. I got me a bowl. I timed it. I sat down. I pulled up the app, and I'm like, all right, yeah, let's go. I'm trying to search it, and that just say August 2nd. I said, oh, that was just a dumb move. Yeah, I was, but I thought it was happening this weekend. That's how what are we building? You know what I'm saying? What are we building?
And I'm gonna have to miss Summer Saturday. I got a family event too.
Well,
shit, all right. I'm gonna find a way.
I mean, always pull that phone out, I guess.
Oh yeah, that is exactly what was gonna happen.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna stop. You ain't gonna rush greatness.
What's our predictions for that?
Well, since we got the 2 nights available, let's see.
I mean, I know we did some predictions last week. I just want to, now that you got another week under your belt, are you sticking to it? Because they added some matches since then.
Yes. I'm sticking. Yes, I'm sticking to my yes, because I have our stuff written down. I still got Jelly Roll, my bad, and Randy. WWE, they pulled some strings, got that man Drew up out of London.
Yeah, he was stuck, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was stuck. How you did not have a passport, but you got over there?
Money talks.
Yeah. Yeah, I still feel like Solo he gonna outnumber Jacob. And Alexa and Charlotte, we both agree on. You got Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
We agreed on Roman and Jay. Lyra, we both agreed on. AJ and Dom, you got AJ, I got Dom.
Well, so look, because now they got Dom over there in AAA, ain't it?
Yeah, but that's not for like another 2 weeks. On the 16th.
I got Dom. I'm changing it. They're going to make him have 2 belts. Now that once I saw that video of him in AAA, I was like, oh yeah, he's winning.
Oh yeah, bro. They said they're gonna make him the forefront.
Yeah, I said he's winning that shit for sure. He's a Mysterio too, so his lineage with AAA as well. Yeah, that's a layup. So I got Dom. I changed it.
Okay, Tiffany and Jade.
I still got Jade.
Okay, CM Punk versus Gunther. You said a Seth Rollins cash-in.
I am changing it. I just got CM Punk winning. And we're going to keep on going, and I'm going to tell you why.
Okay, and then after that, we got the triple threat match, Io, Rhea, and Naomi. Okay, we agreed there. And then Cody versus Cena.
That's where Seth Rollins is going to come in.
Ooh.
Because I thought about it. I sat and I thought about it. I was like, one, they're not fooling me because his ass ain't injured like that. He is not. Because I'm like, okay, are they going to continue the Punk thing, right? So then they're going to have him basically when, Punk win or, Punk and Gunther beat up or whatever. Okay, Seth come out. But I'm like, that's too obvious. And then I'm thinking about the feud that they might have. And that feud's going to suck. That doesn't make sense. And then I'm like, okay, so that don't make sense. That doesn't work. That's not going to continue. Then I'm like, wait. I'm sorry. The CM Punk, excuse me. Seth already came out for the Cody and Cena. Excuse me, no. What am I saying?
The Punk and Cena.
And Cena match, right?
Yeah.
Cena put his hands on him.
He did.
He FU'd him.
Mm-hmm.
Which leads me to believe, because they're also talking about, they got Cody all on these shows. Oh, yeah, I'm going to turn heel. If I turn heel, this is what I'm going to do. He ain't turning. Man, that ain't happening. At least not this year. That ain't happening. That's the play. Because I'm like, yeah, it's been a long time since Seth has been the WWE champion. Like, he was the Universal champion, but it's been a long time since he's been the WWE champion. And what do I always say? If Triple H is booking it,
he gonna put Seth.
He gonna put Seth. By hook or by crook, he gonna make sure Seth get that W. Seth will be your undisputed WWE champion by the end of August 3rd. Book it.
Hey. I see where you're going.
Because, like I said, that World Heavyweight, he did that. He already did that, done that. That thing getting moved over to SmackDown. They're moving that WWE Championship to Raw. Whenever that happens. You know, they can do whatever they're going to do on SmackDown because then Damian Priest is over there. McIntyre's over there. You can run that whole thing over there, but it's coming back to Raw. So,
hey, that you broke it down like that. Hey, that Seth could have two of the biggest heists of all time.
I'm telling you, it's about to happen that way. Because then I'm like, okay, you know, Cena only got how much time left?
He got about 10, maybe.
Yeah, and so, you know, they're not going to have him go down as being a bad guy. So, okay,
and then if the rumor is true of him going to Gunther, Gunther's no face.
Yeah. So, you know, they got to it's going to be some enemy, and my enemy is my friend, to the point where Cena is like, you know what, I see the error in my ways. Then, you know, it'll be Seth Rollins' group, including Ethan Page or some shit like that. And then versus whoever. I think
y'all really want Ethan in that group.
I do want Ethan. I feel like he would outshine everybody in that group too.
Oh, for sure.
I feel like
he definitely pushing Bronson to the side. Bronson. Now Braun, I don't know, but pushing him to the side.
He is better than Braun Breaker. Right? Don't get me wrong. Braun Breaker is a great prospect. On that mic, we'll see. In that ring, obviously, out of here. But Ethan Page, his high as a heel is probably better. If we're just talking heels, right? His high as a heel is better than Braun's as a heel. Because what is Braun going to do? Smash somebody in a barricade? We just seen that a billion times. Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns that did that a gajillion times. And only you bring up Braun Strowman, right? Okay, so you smash somebody in the thing. Them spears look amazing. They look great. I feel you. But what's the name is calculated. He could be there Randy. And then that's a feud down the line when you turn Braun face. You know, that's the prodigy, in my opinion. Just by how, you know, he moves in that ring and how Ethan moves in that ring. To me, he would put that whole group over even more.
Oh yeah, because he's the snob, arrogant, the one that you just always want to punch in the face. And then how he's doing that whole thing, like, oh, this is the Canadian, it's the North, like I'm the greatest North American champion ever, and then change the belt to Canada. I'm with all of that. And then, and that's the thing. He can talk. He already looks the part. Yeah.
I mean, you know, that's just where
I'm at. Because it could be like, okay, we'll just send the two muscle heads out there.
Yep.
We can sit in the back.
Yep. I mean, like I said, I think that sets that thing up, you know, way over. But yeah, Seth Rollins.
That's actually not bad, bro.
Seth Rollins will be your WWE champion by the end of August 3rd. Because him being he already did the World Heavyweight Championship. Been there, done that. They have to justify this decision. They have to justify it. And Roman is out the way. We already did the Cody story. Right? So we don't need a rush to bring him back to championship. Right? He'll be all right whether he has it or he doesn't have it. And for real, I think he doesn't need it right now because he needs some edge. If he wins, you know, if he beats John again, we get the same of, you know, whatever. He needs some edge. He needs some odds to overcome, right? Yeah. Him and Seth already had a feud. He already spanked Seth 3 times in a row. So you already know who Triple H, we're gonna make sure Seth gets his get back on that, and then I don't know how it happens. I'm pretty sure Cody might win it next WrestleMania. I don't know. I don't know, but that's what it's gonna be.
Hey.
Or this is their excuse to get it back on Roman, because they're not going to do Roman Cody, face. So this might be the excuse to get it back on. I don't know, but I just see Seth. I just Seth winning that belt.
I think we still need to get that final ending of it, of Roman and Seth.
And I could see it being for a championship.
Yeah.
I can very well see that.
But then it's like, if I was in that choice, bro. Oh yeah, well then you would be like, you would put it back on Roman, because it's like Seth did that and then grabbed the belt at WrestleMania at your expense.
Mm-hmm.
And then Seth technically beat Roman while he was the tribal chief.
Yeah, at Royal
Rumble. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So via DQ,
but like he's like, well, shit, at your expense too, when you was on your high, and then I cost you your belt too.
Yep. So
I've been a thorn in your side for the last decade,
and really, Seth has always gotten the best of Roman, and it's so weird. They've always like fake dodged each other, because like I remember when they first all split up, Roman was supposed to fight Seth, but then Roman got hurt, and then when Seth came back, he beat him at Money in the Bank that year for the championship. I think this was the last time he was the WWE champion, but he beat him but then Dean Ambrose came out and did that. And then later down the line, they kind of kept them separate, right?
They kept them separate until till 2022.
Yeah. And then, smacked him with the chair because he keeps outsmarting them. And then, he cost him the championship at 40. Then he cost him his wise man at 41. So I could very well, this has been a match.
That could be it to be like, all right, you two motherfuckers, this is it.
This is it. So I can see that as well. You know what I mean? But by hook or by crook, some way, somehow, Seth Rollins will be the WWE champion by the end of the night. That's my stamp.
Oh, it's tomorrow.
It's
9:23 your time.
Yeah,
July 31st. So you got 48 hours. You got damn near 72 hours, or how many till the weekend?
Yep, this is my final. I ain't changing no more.
Oh, so okay, the 6-person tag match. Who you got? TLC.
First of all, that match is gonna be so goddamn good.
Because, bro, I was there. I was there, bro. That TLC
match
I'm
waiting for. Because
that match was beautiful.
They about to show they ass, because they're like, yeah, this is probably our only opportunity. So,
bro, you know what Montez said on Instagram today?
What?
It's been 16 months since the Street Profits was on the damn PLE.
And if this match don't get Montez looked at how he need to be looked at, he ain't ever gonna be looked at, bro. Because I already know he about to go crazy. I mean, the Motor City Machine Guns. Oh my god,
the worst tag team is the champions.
Yeah, literally. But you know what?
But they the Dudley boys of that.
Hate to be the bearer of bad news, Dizzle.
Oh god.
The Wyatt Six are coming out of that. You wanna know why? They just started that theme park attraction from them at Universal Studios. I bet you this match is presented to you by Universal Studios.
Oh, and it's on Sunday too. Sunday, like I texted you, I said Sunday gonna be the best night.
Yep. is presented to you by Universal Studios.
Oh,
And I'm telling you, they're gonna win, bro, because they gotta justify it, bro. They've been trying to build this thing up since they debuted them, right? They kept them, they started them, then stopped, then started and stopped again, and now they got the belts. So it's about to go down. So they're gonna hold them belts for a little bit.
yeah.
By Oogie
Well
Boogie
then,
Magic.
y'all get that draft going. Send the profits over to Raw, and we'll keep it like that. How about that?
I really want them to send the profits over to Raw, turn them heel, and put Bianca with them. I just don't know why they refuse to just put Bianca with them, bro. It blows my mind because they could all be good bad guys and really turn up, but whatever. What that was there another match that was added? Karrion Kross.
Oh, yeah, so Karrion Kross and Sammy. Probably Karrion.
Wait.
Well, depends.
And that's another Triple H favorite. But
Karrion?
Yeah, but nah, Sammy took too many L's, bro. I got Sammy, even though Sammy was supposed to be out indefinitely.
Motherfucker just showed up.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Put a stipulation on that then too.
Well, the stipulation is whoever wins has to say that they were right or wrong or whatever. Which is like, okay. Can this turn into a tag team or something?
That wouldn't make sense though. Like Sammy being with Karrion just wouldn't make sense to me.
I mean, go to the dark side. I don't know. Get desperate. You want to win a world championship, get desperate. Like whenever they send the world championship to SmackDown or something like that, send them to SmackDown and let them do that shit. I don't know.
It's possibly. Yeah.
And Karrion tries to go and get the U.S. belt or Intercontinental or whatever's over there, right? And just tries to get that. And that in like a kind of 2-man power trip type situation. Hey. Then when KO come back, that's what he can do.
We don't know how long he going to take to
True.
come back.
But if I was fantasy booking, right, then, hey,
Yeah, I can see it.
But all right. So we'll see how that pan out. I got my stuff. We'll put the graphic up on all the socials about who picked what. So, y'all can pick who you think will win the thing. Winner has to get the other person lunch. We're going to make a belt. One day we're going to make a belt. And then what's going to happen is every month when there's a PLE, we're going to decide whatever. And then whoever's the champion, they wear the belt on cam. And then whoever doesn't, if you lose, you got to bail that jump. You got to send that jump out.
Send it.
Yeah.
You got to send it.
So, yeah. All right. WWE came out with a new show on Netflix.
Yeah, man. For the average fan.
Titled WWE Unreal. I'm going to just say them doing that was unreal, but I'm going to leave the floor to you, my good man AD, and tell me how you feel.
To the fan who, is the average fan that hasn't, who really wants to keep some kayfabe alive, this ain't for you. And if you're one of those fans that just want to know everything, this is the show for you. Like, I kind of already seen what's going on behind the scenes from working with NXT at Full Sail. So I've seen them put together matches. I've seen the rehearsals. I've seen the, shit. I didn't see it where you get one script. Nah, we gonna change that. And so for me, I already knew what was gonna be set up around that. But then like the writer's room, you get to see that, and you get to see how there's not any people who are hip to what's going on in the real world
Mm.
in them writing room. There's this one guy, I think his name is like T. He used to be like a stage director. Now he's in the writing room. He's there, but it's like you see Triple H still got Vince's boys still there. The Bruce Pritchards, the Michael Hayes. Like Michael Hayes was the one who pulled the trigger on Jay.
Mm.
It was his call. Everybody said Punk. Everybody said Punk. Everybody in that room said Punk. Even Triple H said Punk. It makes the most sense. Michael Hayes was like, no, we have to go with what's hot. And it was Jay. And look, bro, I get it. Everything people do is all to get money. But you would have done, I think Gunther and CM Punk would have been great on WrestleMania, and CM Punk got his shine. He probably wouldn't have got main event. Yeah, I definitely don't think he would have got, well, because I don't know. And then you did see the original card of WrestleMania 40 on there. Yeah, brother. I would have been pissed off. I would have been pissed off a lot.
Mm.
Yeah, bro. I would have been very upset. But
why would you be upset?
Because still again, the Street Profits they weren't even on the card, bro.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't even pitched to be on the original card. The only match that actually stayed the whole time was Cody versus John. That was planned from the get.
Mm-hmm.
It was supposed to be Seth and Roman. It was supposed to be Gunther versus CM Punk. Triple H, I don't know what it is. Either he's waiting or he's waiting to pull the plug on the Rhea and Bianca like WrestleMania thing, because Bianca said in her interview with Chris, her and Rhea really have never done anything except in NXT.
You know, and real quick, you know, they never. I always liken them to they're basically the women Batista and John Cena, right?
Yeah.
I always like it. They're always in a big, you know, program. They're always, you know, the division is kind of, you know, built on their back. It's over the past, 4 or 5 years, right? It's been them. I guess, you know, Cena and Batista never really went against each other like that. And if they did, it was a big thing. If it was
they did WrestleMania 26.
Well, Cena, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They did, yeah. But they did like I said, the big things. Like they did SummerSlam in 2008, and that was like, whoa, on who they about to go. And then that was like non-title too. And then, you know, they did Mania 26, 2 years later, right? So they barely interacted with each other because one was on Raw, one was on SmackDown. And that's basically what's going on here, right? They've always been separate. But I'm with you. I've been geeking for that match one-on-one. Don't get me wrong. I love EO, and the match ended up being great.
Great.
Like, don't get me twisted here. But I ain't gonna hold you, man. We need that Rhea Bianca situation. Like within the next 2 years. Honestly, next year. Honestly. But within the next 2 years.
At this point, it's what's needed.
Right.
And you had the Nia Jax versus Jade Cargill. And then Randy and KO was supposed to be a thing, but KO got hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Becky Lynch and Charlotte versus Asuka and Io. Glad that didn't happen. The Judgment Day versus the Wyatt Six.
Yeah. I'm glad they did the Intercontinental situation with them.
Oh, AJ and Logan stayed.
Yeah, that's still.
Yeah, we're
not gonna talk about that.
Yeah, and then you had Bad Bunny versus Dominic, Braun Breaker versus Drew. Stone Cold would have been ref. Rey Mysterio was versus Gable. This was before El Grande, and then it would have been the IC title ladder match. Jey Uso, Damian Priest, Sami Zayn, Sheamus, Ludwig, and Bronson Reed. That would have went crazy.
That would have been a banger.
And then you had the U.S. title match. Nakamura, LA Knight, Santos, Jimmy, Andrade, Solo, and our man, Carmelo Hayes.
And Jacob winning that jump. Okay. But to me, I just don't think that didn't need that. Him and Solo, that thing don't need a title. That's a blood feud, literally. That don't need a title. That don't need a title to me, right? And already is not adding prestige to the United States Championship. Like, this isn't like, I want to be the U.S. champion because this means something to me. This is blah, blah, blah. That match, that ladder match would have been that. And, but now with them doing a steel cage, it's a blood feud, right? It's like, nah, you talk shit behind my back. I hate you. I thought we was blood, yada, yada, yada. You don't really need a title for that. You know what I'm saying? They was going to have that match regardless because, that's the Samoan preference. You know what I mean? So I think guys should have got a chance to bring some prestige to that title. But that's just me. They did a good job building up the IC title match when they did that Fatal 4-Way, right? And then that's when we thought that Dom was going to come out of that on some like Latino heat IC title shit. But hey, anyway, keep going.
Bro, I'm like, that's what I'm saying. For like the average fan, bro, if we know what's been going on and we know how some of this stuff works. So if you like somebody who don't watch it on a consistent basis or how long we've been watching it, you'll be geeked for this show. So, I mean, I just think my main takeaway of it, bro, is some things you already know. Like how they kept the whole Cena heel turn thing a secret, I'll give you that one. Only 5 people knew. So to get and how Triple H worked it to have the cameras and how you directed it, I give you that. Hey, but the 2 major players in that fucked it up. And then, bro, the entrance, like, because I remember it. I was at Cosm, and I was like, bro, why is this nigga Travis taking 3 minutes to get down to the ring, bro? And then, nigga, ain't nobody heard a peep out your ass since April 20th.
Supposedly they fell out, right?
Yeah, and it would make sense, though, because how he actually moves. So it's like, and then Dwayne was like, the final boss was the greatest heel character of all time. The final boss, bro, if we being honest,
he got to stroke his ego.
And it's like,
it was a great character though. Like, don't get me wrong. Like,
it was
loved
great.
It, but greatest heel of all time. All right, boss, chill out.
Yeah, bro, you tripping.
But hey, he got to stroke his own ego. You're not
even up there with the redacted McMahon.
Yeah.
Like, we being honest.
Yeah, we being completely honest.
We being completely honest.
Yeah. Shit, Triple H had it in his heyday.
Yeah. You did good. You did cool for the little time he was there. But then it was like, they were like, oh, but what if Cody does that? How the story played out made sense, but 2 key elements, because John he's harped on it, but you're like, everything you said you hated, you became. So I guess that's how you ruin wrestling, and you don't care no more. I don't know. I look, bro. I don't know. So
I don't know. I think once they switched it up, once they realized that The Rock wasn't going to be involved, then that's when they switched it up to that narrative. I can very well see it being John Cena was like, "Yeah, I made a business deal. This is what I do. I'm a businessman
and
now,"
The
or
Rock
something like
did
that.
say that. He did say that on the. He was like, we're just gonna make it about business. This is nothing personal, nothing. We're just gonna keep it strictly business. That narrative, I'll be cool with. If you don't even harp on it, I'll just take that.
They should have finished it.
Yeah.
They should have finished it, and that faction, like the Hollywood faction, or whatever, should have ran like roughshod on all of the what's the name? Because in builds, they be having Cena look like a weenie.
Yeah, like he probably gonna show up tomorrow on SmackDown, and he probably gonna get his get back from Cody, putting him through the table and signing his autograph. I mean, signing his signature on the thing. And then, bro, it like now your Seth thing is kind of making a lot more sense because of it being a street fight.
Mm-hmm.
So shenanigans is all is gonna happen.
You know them, especially if it's a big thing like that. They like to say Avengers Endgame booking. That's how they like to do it.
And then that you got Braun and Bronson's match on Saturday. Oh yeah, shenanigans.
Yeah. Shenanigans, big time. So, I will say for me with that show, two things stuck out to me. One, it was interesting to see their process. I'm right there with you on like. They do come off very out of touch. They kind of set Jey Uso up for failure.
They definitely did.
Because the thing with Jey Uso, up until that point, he was getting his ass whooped by Gunther. Right? But really, once we get past that yeet thing and that bell ring, hey.
It gets spooky.
It get a little spooky. Even after all of this, like, don't get me wrong, people hype because you at the show and you want to participate. No big deal. But it's a reason why they took that belt off him in like what?
A month and a half,
2 months.
2 months.
If he was like that for real, how they thought they was like that, they would have kept that joint on him, and then they just would have did. Like, you're not gonna give me that excuse of, oh yeah, we wanted the retirement match for Goldberg to be for a title. Nah, you could have just had it straight up a match like that. They know what they're doing. You know what I mean? They know what they're doing. So for me, I think it should have went to Punk. That would have been the right.
And Jay was like, Jay, you over here gassing out.
Mm-hmm.
You blowing up. And it's a contact sport. Like, you know, you're not gonna hit all your cues perfectly, but if I'm the man and I got a world heavyweight championship match, I'm putting my shit on.
Yeah, I'm
not missing that I know I can do it.
They just misread that moment, I think. And it was a good, I mean, will we look back on it? They thought that they was going to get a Yeeta Mania thing, right? But that shit's manufactured. Like, Kofi Mania was not manufactured.
No.
They had no idea that Kofi shit was about to take off the way that it did. People was just that damn excited. And they hijacked that. No, he got to win. Mania was to the point where people was like, no.
If Daniel Bryan would have lost, some shit would have went down.
Yeah, some shit would have went down. Like, people was like, nah, we're not going. Like, you're going to give us this. We ain't going. But they took that and it was like, okay, Yeeta Mania. And it was very corporate. Don't get me wrong, people went like this because, but then when we look back on it 10 years from now, that shit ain't gonna stick, bro. It ain't.
Oh, Jay won a championship?
Yeah, it ain't gonna stick. And it's not even like they gave him a main event. They gave him the top of the. They gave him.
Kicked off
the show. So it's like not really that memorable, you know. The other ones was Kofi wasn't main event, but it was like damn near main event, you know.
Yeah, it was something to look forward to, though.
Yeah. So they kind of set him up with that, very out of touch. So it was interesting to see their process.
And that's why, like, my main thing, bro, is why you need people who are outside of the, like, who sees what's going on. Somebody really should have should have set Michael down and been like, look, here's the pros and cons of this. Yes, it's cool for right now, but Gunther beating him wouldn't have done nothing to Jay.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have hurt him or harmed him.
That
you sold
story,
a couple t-shirts. You sold some t-shirts.
and some sunglasses.
Yeah.
And people doing it in the crowd. Don't get me wrong. But, Rikishi used to have niggas dancing in the crowd. They never gave him no belt. And I'm not saying Jay shouldn't have had a belt, right? I'm not an anti-Jay shouldn't have had a belt guy. But just give him a story. You know what I'm saying? Like the other ones, they had a story. They had something to go with. It wasn't just, even if he would have came out and was like, yeah, I'm gonna go on that Rumble. I know I'm a mark man. I know they're coming for me, but I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do to win that. I'm gonna, what I'm saying? I gotta do whatever I gotta do to win it. This is my chance. This, that. He didn't really do that,
Mm-mm.
So yeah, it's just, they kind of set him up. So very interesting to see their process. But here's another thing, AD, this is my conspiracy. With dirt sheet culture being the way that it is right now, you got people on Twitter, countless, to the point where, these same newsletters and these same publications and stuff are doing the post-game interviews, right? They're doing this to try to control their narrative on their creative.
I was just about to say that. Control the narrative.
They're trying to control the narrative on their creative because they realize that, Wrestle Observer or Fightful Select or whatever, right? They are going to say, oh, yeah, they're planning a big push for insert wrestler here. The fans get wind of that, and they're like, boo, or whatever it is, right? And I think that's what created this, them being the boardroom, not boardroom, the writing room, the creative versus the fans. That's been going on for the past 15 years, right? The internet culture and the internet wrestling culture and all that has been built up upon because we're getting more information than we ever have. So now what they can do is they can tell a story within them telling the story on TV and show, the emotion behind it. Yeah, sometimes, Jey Uso was so over, man. He deserves it. He did this, that, and the third, and the heart-to-heart conversations. So then you can retroactively look back at that decision and be like, oh, okay, well, yeah, they did this. Or you can look at how Triple H produced that Cena heel turn. Even though it's the follow-up to that is damn, dog, what you been doing? But you can show, well, Triple H is a master at storytelling element and the visual.
He can always have his peeps behind him.
Yeah, so it just shows. I think it really just shows that more than them showing, because they already had documentaries with the wrestlers.
Exactly, and we've already seen videos of Vince and them in the writing room.
Yeah,
you just didn't see. You just never saw the board. We'll take. Yeah.
So and then the process of it, and you might not like this decision, but this decision needs all of this, and we worked hard to get this decision off, and we're sorry, but this is what we viewed in our heart, and we worked hard to get this decision off. They're controlling the narrative. I know.
And you know what it also reminds me of? It's their version of Hard Knocks.
Yep.
How people will be, and now in hindsight, how the Giants, how they was no, sign Saquon. They can be oh, well, they can just point back to the time where, and how dramatic they made it to be is exactly how they're going to do it when they, how you said, retroactive. And when they're oh, okay, so this decision made sense.
Yeah, but see, the thing with Hard Knocks is these teams, they do not have control of that situation with Saquon, this, that, and the third. They couldn't have told HBO, hey, nah, don't put that out. Because they have a contract with the NFL. Nah, you put it on tape. If it's on record, it's going out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But with WWE, say it's a decision. I can very well see them scripting those writing sessions. Like that shit probably
Yes,
cap. That shit probably cap. You know what I'm saying?
because
So
and then like, because I know, like you see Paul Heyman in some, you see Road Dogg in some, you'll see Bobby Roode in some, then you'll see them all in the Zoom. Oh, and this is why it's fuck you, Bruce Pritchard. You ain't had to do a bit like that. You ain't had to do a bit. You said it was overproduced, it was overworked. That's why Regal should be in that spot where Bruce and Michael Hayes are. Bruce should be in that spot. I mean, Regal should be in that spot. And then I don't know how, or you bring a Jamie Noble over there, or you like to executive, like like during when the Punk stuff happened, Michael Hayes you would have thought he won the championship, how he was up in arms and stuff. So it's like they're so out of touch, but it's like that's still how I know TKO was like, we still need Vince's boys. Because if it was up to Triple H, I really don't believe them two would be there.
And this is the other thing, because they were there, but to have a great 2 years as the head creative, 2023 and 2024, right? So much optimism to the product. The product was starting to make sense. It was starting to be booked the way it needed to be booked, and it was reflected properly, right? You know, there's so many different factors of that, right? But to have this year be the way it is going down,
you had everybody healthy.
It's I just don't know, man. I don't know, but I mean we're seeing it play out. But
you know how this SummerSlam would be his third year because he grabbed it in 23 or something like that. When
really the second, it was the second half. It was 22. 22 was Damage Control.
Yeah, so you're
because Vince got up out of there like the second half at what's the name? Then he came back early 2023 and then left again.
Yes. Yeah. So you if we was going through an 82 game season like they do in the NBA, you missed the playoffs this year.
Oh, they for sure missed the playoffs.
You missed the playoffs.
There was the number one seed last year, for sure the number one seed last year, and then this year they lost in the play-in.
Yeah,
they lost in the play-in for sure.
Yeah, because you had some moments. Y'all went on like a 3 to 5 game winning streak.
Yeah, this was the year, honestly, though, to really propel. Because I'm trying to think. I know, Kevin Owens being injured really messed some stuff up. Because even then, they wanted Kevin Owens to basically do what he did years ago with Triple H, sell his soul to win a championship.
And it would have worked. And it would have worked perfectly.
So KO, I think him being injured, this was probably a big year from him. So sad about that. So that probably rearranged some things. I can definitely tell that. But it feel like this was the year, because you just got out of that Roman cloud, right? And you spent the second half of that wrapping up, to me, that bloodline story.
Yeah.
You finished that off, did that, bang, bang, boom, whatever. This was the year for new. You knew that Roman was not about to be around a whole bunch. So this was the year for you to and I think they picked the wrong guy in Jey Uso and then realized it and was like, all right, yeah. But, the LA Knights, the Drew McIntyres, Damian Priest should have been more in the mix. Obviously, you have Gunther in there. Fucking Carmelo Hayes should have been in a United States Championship program, bro. Even if he didn't win, just put him in a program. It should have just been pushing new talent, but they were so Roman dependent, for 4 years. And then they gave it to Cody, but didn't give Cody nothing to do. So, but they just been riding that way because we was just happy that Ding Dong the Witch is dead. Like, oh my God, Cody won, right?
Our champion's gonna be here every weekend.
Yeah. But see, they always set those dudes up for failure because they don't build credible guys. And it's so interesting to see their process with that and how they refuse to build credible situations. Like, you knew Cody was not going to lose that title. Like, Cody was not going to lose that title. And when John Cena came back, it was like, okay, yeah. But John Cena's a part-timer. So it was like, what? Like, it was only a couple people Cody was going to lose that belt to. They was not building no killers, bro. They was just giving him stuff. They was just giving him busy work. Yeah, they was
the only credible person that tried Cody was Kevin.
Yeah. And I mean, you gave him AJ, but AJ up until that point was losing. And then, okay, you give him AJ and you do that. You knew that shit wasn't about to happen. So I think this was the year to build up for 2026. And they did not do that. They did not do that.
And it's like, now you're gonna have to play catch up because if we being honest, your main guys don't have that much long to go.
Yeah. I mean, what Roman
already told y'all he giving y'all two, like, when he signs a new one, so you can see Roman out of here by 28.
But see, even with that, right? Not even looking that far deep in the future. Let's just look into programming right now, right?
Yeah.
Roman's gonna fight at SummerSlam. He's gonna be gone because they about to do Street Fighter. Cody is doing Street Fighter as well. So now the guy who's supposed to be there every day, he's transitioning now, as you can see. Cena, he done this year. CM Punk, hey, not maybe he'll be a part of things, but CM Punk ain't gonna be around for all these years, man. CM Punk gonna wind down. Randy is gonna wind down.
I think if Seth really get hurt again, he's definitely gonna shut it down. And Seth already talking like he's about to shut it down very soon.
And the thing with Seth is that for real, I think he would have been more out of here had they not cut his part in Captain America, because he's supposed to be in Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he'll probably get another opportunity down the line. I don't know, but they're going to give him one last little championship run. But it's time. You need to, on the older front, but guys who are underutilized, Drew McIntyre. I mean, how many times does this dude need to prove himself, right? Drew McIntyre need to be put in the forefront. LA Knight need to be put in the forefront. I don't give a damn about his age. He brings juice, and he's going to be there every day, right? Damian Priest, to a certain extent. You got Aleister Black, back. That's, top guys just off the top of my head. But then, okay, yeah, if you're serious about this Braun Breaker thing, you need to make him credible on that mic, right? We got the action. We know it's either you give him Paul Heyman to talk, or you let him be what he was in NXT. No in between, right? And you get on his ass and you tell him what he need to do. Braun, to a certain point, Bronson Reed, right? To a certain point, Carmel. just this is the time now to build. Do what you're doing with the women,
and
right?
And then you. This is the thing. You need to make Dom credible.
Dom is getting, despite everything, Dom is getting the most crowd participation. They had him down in AAA whoop up on Buddy, and he looked like $1 million.
$1 million, bro. I watched that shit multiple times.
They need to make Dom more serious and more credible, bro, because clearly it's evident that he is out of there. He's world champion. He's world championship material. Penta, same thing. World championship material. right? But you got to give them, you got to let them go in there and hate each other, bro. They got to go in there and say, oh, yeah, I hate you. They need to go in there and cut these promos on each other. You a bitch. They need to go in there and cut these and whoop each other's asses. They need to slime each other out. They need to put each other through tables. They need to do all different type of stuff. So us as an audience, we can look at them and be like, yeah, and not think, well, WrestleMania's coming around, SummerSlam's coming around. Well, it's Roman time. It's Cody time. It's maybe not Cena time, but CM Punk time, right? Gunther was a killer up until you gave him the big belt. Then you made him kind of a peon a little bit. Bring him back to killer. Have him choke people out again. You know what I'm saying?
Backstage, bro, you was...
So I think, and it's probably not going to happen.
And y'all got the talent.
They've been having the talent, though. That's what's been our frustration as wrestling fans for the past 10 years, right? They've been had the talent. Though the in-ring work is clean. That's not the problem, bro. But you just having matches just to have goddamn matches.
And that's what's fucking shit up.
Yeah. So it's not really rocket science. They do it on a developmental, but they can't do it up top for some reason.
And that's why I'm scared for. It's like, bro, you see star in some of these people, and it's like, y'all motherfuckers right for them. So, and y'all know them better than we do, and what their abilities are. So why the fuck are you not capitalizing on it?
It's just that mindset.
And it's that whole, and I think that's just wrestling, period. It's like, whoa, we got the workhorses here. So it's like, well, the ones that got the established name. You didn't think John Cena was going to be John Cena when he was the ruthless aggression guy. Did you? Asking anybody, you knew that.
They were desperate back then, though, because Stone Cold and The Rock
was gone.
They were phasing out, right? So it was like, all right, it's all hands on deck. Somebody got a hit, right?
Yeah.
But then when they allow and they spread that pot, and they did it, they spread the pot in the Attitude Era as well, right? But you just kind of had your top guys, but you didn't have nobody, right? And so it was like, all right, man, we got to figure something out here. And so they spread that pot. So everybody was on equal playing field. It wasn't until the thing with John Cena, it wasn't until 2010, 2011, where it got like, okay, yeah, they're feeding everybody to John Cena. Then they started having that mindset, right? And then you got guys like CM Punk, who was like,
okay. During that time, Edge had got him a title shot. RVD had grabbed the belt multiple times. Randy became Randy.
So the wealth was spread. That was just on one brand. We're not even talking about SmackDown, right? So the wealth was spread. It just didn't get to. And then when they started to bring it back to one, because then they were comfortable again. Mm-hmm. And when they became when they had no competition, then they were comfortable. And then it's just like, okay, well, John Cena, say less. We're just gonna feed everybody. And that's when everybody started hating John Cena. But then they got stubborn about it, and they're like, well, nah, well, it became, they wasn't making, they wasn't doing wrestling for people that was, 20 and up. You know what I'm saying? It was for the kids, right? And this when we was kids. So
yeah,
we can look at it, we look at it in rose tinted, goggles or whatever, but being older and seeing how they practice business, I see why old heads used to hate Cena, right? But CM Punk was a good balance for that, and so they just sprinkled it in. But then CM Punk left, and they clung on to Daniel Bryan, and it was like, we ain't never seen no shit like that before, where the fans were dead ass fighting the company. Like, nah. But see, what messed that up is Daniel Bryan got injured. Once Daniel Bryan got injured, they thought in their heads, well, you know what? Your way don't work. and especially Vince, my way works, and this is what I'm going to do, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, well, no, I'm picking my next guy. My next guy is Roman. And then we already know the story with that. They tried to log jam Roman, and it didn't work. Mix Brock in there. Everybody, we feeding everybody to Brock. And then COVID hit. And then we had this renaissance, basically. It had to happen.
It had to happen.
The old man had to go, right? But, during those years of when it was log jam with Roman and everything like that, that generation of NXT stars that were, because we could have been out of here, right? But that generation of NXT stars that was busting their ass, and it was basically like they had the best of both worlds and could keep people in, because basically NXT was AEW.
Yeah, it was. At one point, it was a time where it like if you was around them, what was it, from like 2015.
From like 2013 to like
2018 when AEW became their thing. 2018,
yeah, 2019, something like that.
So like for a good while, NXT was whooping like because then we don't get Charlotte, we don't get Becky,
yeah,
we don't get Sasha, we don't get Sasha,
we don't get Bayley,
we don't get Bayley. So like, and then there was other people like. Well, I mean, then we don't get Finn. We need like.
I mean, you really got to think about it. They used to do them NXTs in Brooklyn.
Oh yeah, Brooklyn was selling out.
You look at a SummerSlam in Brooklyn at that time. Listen to the pops in NXT opposed to, and that was a developmental brand. They had to lean. You got to think about this because that's never happened before. They leaned on part-time talent. They leaned on an old ass Undertaker just to give him a pop. They leaned on Brock Lesnar, right, to barely come around and have 5-7 minute matches, right, to do a psyop for people. Cena was on his way out at the time. Your top star Roman ain't doing nothing. I remember, man, people used to like Dean over Roman.
Yes, right? And I was one of them at one point.
Yeah, so
and then Seth had went down, so I was like, damn.
And then look, around that time they brought up Finn, and when they brought up Finn, because Finn was to me the chosen one out of NXT, especially at that time.
Yes,
they brought Finn up. They gave him the rocket. They said, "Bet you're gonna win this Universal title," but then he got hurt.
He got hurt,
and so then that kicked in Vince's mind. What they got going on down there? Nah.
It ain't working up over here.
It ain't. We not doing that. What I got going on, my people don't get hurt. So you know what? Nah, I'm not feeling it. So all these people that came from the indies who had got a name and then turned up at NXT, I don't give a damn. Samoa Joe, I don't give a damn. Bobby Roode, I don't give a damn. Finn Balor, I don't give a damn.
Shinsuke,
Shinsuke, I don't give a damn. He even had Shinsuke win. At what's the name? Just to lose at win the Royal Rumble, just to lose at Mania.
Asuka did the same thing.
But you see, Asuka, it's easier for Asuka because, how you not gonna put the belt on Asuka, right?
But, she is. Yeah, she had lost at that. Shinsuke had won the Royal Rumble. Asuka won the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, they both lost,
and they both lost. We was at my house that time. Oh my God, we was upset.
Yeah, but you see what I'm saying? Like, I say all this to say, and sorry for the history lesson, but I say all this to say, when you fast forward here, and basically for the first time, and up until that point, for the first time in maybe, I want to say like 08, 09, you had a bona fide number one guy in Roman. And he finally clicked because they finally just gave the people what they fucking wanted. Just turned him heel. You know what I'm saying? They finally gave the people what they wanted, and the people responded in such a way. And they did storytelling in a way that they've never done it before, because obviously things change, right? They took the template of COVID and was like, yeah, bet. We'll just do this during live shows. And it worked, right? and that was the best thing they had going, to the point where they could not. They had to keep that thing going 4 years strong, because they for years did not build anything to stop it. We used to say all the time, "Ain't nobody on God's green earth gonna beat Roman."
Mm-mm.
You know, it was nobody. The only person that we could have saw was Drew, but up until that point, they had Drew kind of lose a little bit to like Bobby Lashley, and he lost to Big E. So it was like, how the hell he about to win against Roman? No way. Now, if they would have had, Drew and Bobby have a proper feud and get it going, right? Then yeah. But think about it. They had Bobby Lashley on the roster, bro. Big E. They had, I remember they had that thread. It was Big E, Bobby Lashley, and Roman. Magic. So this has been their problem since like 2010, where
and when Batista had left, you didn't have no number 2 when Batista left.
When Batista left, you ain't had no number 2. Edge got hurt. You got Rey Mysterio out of town. I mean, Randy was doing his thing, but you wasn't really treating Randy how he need. Like, you had Randy get his head bust by Brock, and that was a dream match for people. And you had that happen, and then Randy never got his get back when they should have just did that, right? So, now we're here, and they had the momentum of all of that, but we're still in the Roman Reigns bloodline shadow. Now more than ever, this is their time to ditch and what they've been doing and go back to the old ways and get. And I know they're not desperate because they got hella bread, but they need to start thinking like, nah, bro, we need to build. Like, we need to build everybody, bro, because we don't know what the hell's going on, right? And to see their process on that show, I don't think it's going to happen, AD.
No, it's not. And it's like, it's going to happen, but it's not going to happen. It's going to happen when it's too late. You know what I mean? Because eventually, where Cody's at now, bro, he's finna, like you said, he's finna be out of here. He's already, you've had him in Call of Duty. You have him on Hot Ones. You're telling everybody, this is our guy. He's the fourth. When you think of WWE now, John Cena's gone. You think of Cody Rhodes.
And for real, that shit landed on their lap. It wasn't like they built that.
No,
they kicked him to the curb, and he had to get his shit out the mud, and everybody followed that story and was like, yeah, this is our guy. So when he came back, it was like, yeah, we need to right this wrong, basically. So, but it's not like they got in the lab and built him, bro. No, really. From nothing to something, right? So let's just say a guy debuts and then he ends up winning the world title. What guy have they, not they, but what guy under Triple H have they built? He's done that with the women. Tiffany Stratton, right? She came in and won the world title.
Roxanne, I smell a title on her. They said this will be her 5th PLE.
Yeah, I mean, you see what I'm saying? So, but what guy has done that? Who has come from their development, who's come from NXT under Triple H, Mr. NXT himself, who's come from NXT, wrestled, and won a world title.
Priest wasn't Triple H. Well, Priest had a name. Well, is it Priest?
But see,
he had his thing before he got to developmental.
Nah, you gotta think about it. Priest he came up. He's half and half because Priest was there for Vince.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
What do you
I'm
think?
talking.
From having triplets, from going from NXT.
I'm talking the Paul Levesque
Oh,
era,
nobody. Oh, hell, nobody. Only one that,
or the Renaissance era.
Unless whenever Brian gets it, he'd be the only one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but see, and that's the problem.
When that's gonna happen.
And think about it. They only got one guy on the track. They only got one guy. They only got one guy on the track, and the other guy, which we need to talk about, who was a first round draft pick.
We told y'all it was coming. We told y'all.
We at the Goodmen Show do not, and I repeat, we do not condone injustice. We are here to advocate, to fight for our brother, our guy, Mr. Carmelo Hayes, himself. Do you understand what I'm saying?
I don't think they do.
Free MELO until it is backwards. Right now, we over here at the Goodmen Show, we are putting our hat in. We are trying to combine with the hashtag We Want MELO movement. Let's go ahead and add hashtag Free MELO to that. All right. These shirts will be going out to the world. Since they care about selling merch, we gonna sell some goddamn merch. We gonna sell some merch. WWE, we not playing with you, man. You put my man on that screen, or we gonna have some problems.
Oh God. I just want to say, just look at the man on the shirt.
Look at the man on the shirt.
That's a star.
Look at the chain. Look at
I can do what your best can do. Line them up. Who your best?
They got the black Shawn Michaels sitting in catering right now, and I got a problem, Dizzle.
Come on, man.
I got a problem. They got the black Shawn Michaels sitting in the back eating cauliflower rice, chicken breasts, Southwest salads. He back there drinking herbal teas, alkaline waters, essential waters, and shit like that. I'm not standing for it.
My man should be on that board every time he walk into that arena.
I don't know why he not having matches, bro. Just give my man some matches, bro. That's all. Just give my man some.
Y'all fans were saying this was awesome. I ain't never heard nobody all the matches he had with Andrade. Y'all was saying this is awesome.
I mean, we just asking, like all the brothers and sisters before us. We just asking for a chance.
Okay? That's it. That's all we asking for.
We ain't saying you got to give nobody no belt right now. We understand we got to earn it, but we know we good enough over here at MELO Gang. We know we good enough over here.
We know we good enough. My man was in the shows on Saturdays.
Come on. Talk to him, AD.
My man was in it. My man had his own entrance.
Come on.
My man was putting people on shirts.
Putting people on shirts, putting them in the rafters. Come on. Talk to him.
What are we talking about here? Should we go down to accomplishments?
I mean,
2-time NXT champion.
I mean,
North American champion.
I mean,
last cruiserweight champion.
Breakout star.
First round draft pick. What are we talking about?
I used to see him stand across from their guy, Mr. Bronald Breakerini.
Yeah, and this is supposed to be unpredictable badass. I sent him packing,
and it didn't look like a disparity in star power to me. I don't know. To me, it looked like they were on equal footing. You know what I mean? Hey, you know what I mean? free MELO until it's goddamn backwards. The shirts,
That's all it is.
are out now. DM us at the Goodmen Show if you want a shirt. Send us your size. I don't care if you got a PO box or whatever. It's gonna get.
We're gonna get it to you.
We gonna send it right to your ass. We ain't stopping. Until my man over there is on that screen, man. Free MELO.
Free MELO, man.
Free MELO. Anyway.
Hey, bro. I ain't got nothing else.
Well, all I know is it's been a pleasure. This has been the weekly roll up over here at the Goodmen GRAPS.
Oh, we'll see y'all Sunday after.
Oh yes, after SummerSlam.
After SummerSlam,
yes.
we will see y'all Sunday.
We will be reacting. I think let's go live on that.
Yes, we should. I'm not going to Cosm anymore. We're going live Sunday.
Well, no, I'm saying live after.
After? Oh yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, we're gonna go live after SummerSlam on Sunday. Just our quick out the box reaction of what's going on. You're gonna get it. We're gonna get it straight to your dome, baby.
Straight to it.
And that's it. Well, once again, appreciate all the love. Like, comment, subscribe, click the notification bell. Follow us on all social media platforms at The Goodmen Show. Once again, at The Goodmen Show. Keep it cool. Free MELO.
Free MELO.
See y'all next time, babe.